DIY I wanted to share with you guys. Well, it's a little combination of Dollar Tree goodies and some leftover material that's been kind of chucked into the fire pit zone. I was so lucky. I was walking Vera the other day and he kind of was like on to something. I think it was a garden snake amongst a pile of some wood, and I was like, oh my goodness, these pieces of wood are fabulous for doing something with them. So I brought it into the house, I scrubbed it with a brush and I let it dry, and then I was like, I have to do something with that. So anyways, I wanted to share what I've created with it. Of course, I've incorporated the use of Dollar Tree materials and also a little, you can use like a little mason jar or a condiment jar of anything that you've going to recycle from your goods, and then the little salt and pepper shakers that I had hauled from the Dollar Tree. Also use this in this DIY. You can go to a hardware store and grab a piece of wood for not very expensive, because this stuff is like, it's just, I would say, what are they called, like 2x4s or something, but this is a little bit wider. They use them as planks for building things and for lifting stuff when they're working out here. So I just noticed when they cut them up and threw them in my pile, I was like, oh, I need to bring that and do a little transformation of it. I hope you guys enjoy this DIY. Super simple to do. And until the next video, everyone, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye for now.
So as you can see, this little plank of wood has actually been weather worn a bit outside in the sun, and it's been exposed to the elements and rain. I just brought it in and I washed it in the sink, and then I gave it a little brush. I'm going to apply some stain to it. You can use actual wood stain or even some shoe polish from the Dollar Tree. I'll show you the one that I have here. And so it's just, there's 3 colors in them. There's black, brown, and the white. So you can use these as well, and it'll work just fine. And I'm using a foam brush from the Dollar Tree to apply the stain. So I'm sporadically just going across the plank and just kind of like wherever it's falling is where it's going. I'm not really thinking of this as a systematic way of painting. Again, I'm not doing the full board this color because I want to give it almost like a whitewash. However, I'm painting the sides, and then what you want to do is allow the stain to completely dry before you take the next few steps. So you'll see that it's still a bit wet here. Once it's dry, you can rub it, touch it, it's fine. I'm going to take a piece of wax. You can use a wax candle, soy wax. I'm just using a tea light here. You can use a candlestick as well, and I'm going to apply some wax in certain areas of the board because now I want to give a distressed look, and I'm going to use white acrylic paint for this next step. So I'm going to apply again sporadically across the board just where I would like. It is going to look very blotchy right now, but don't you worry because we'll blend this all out and it will have a nice finished look. Right now it's looking like a hot mess. So while this plank is drying, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about options for legs. If you want, you can use the little tower game and create some legs out of the little blocks. Just stain them the same color. Or popsicle sticks, you can cut them into little pieces, creating a little square leg, staining it, and then it obviously would all match with the board. Or you can even use these little woodcraft cubes, gluing 4 of them. If you use wood glue, they'll stick really nice, or you can even just use 4 of them together. Or you can use these alphabet number blocks. What you'd want to do is sand off the numbers or letters around the cube. You can keep the top one, the top letter, and the bottom letter, as the board will actually sit on top of one side, and then of course the bottom will just sit on a surface. So you don't have to rub those away if you don't want to, but those are options for little legs. Now what you want to do is blend in some of that work that you have done with the wax, rubbing off that wax. So I'm hoping to get a little bit of a darker texture to this, so I'm going to apply a little bit more candle wax in certain areas of the board, and then I'm going to take my brown stain and go over top again of this wax. I'm going to allow this to dry completely before I start blending it again with my little cloth. I always use like a little cotton cloth. Old t-shirts I rip apart. And now I can just kind of blend it, everything, smooth it all out. Everything is dry. It's just kind of allowing you to rub that wax off, and it creates more of a weathered look. And I'll show you a close-up of this. So you see how it's all like really nicely blended this way once the wax and all the stains and the paints are all kind of worked into the grain. Work with the grain, don't work against it, of course. It's much easier to work in line with the grain of the wood, and that will give you a really nice smooth transition here and give you a nice look. So for this next step, I actually purchased this hardware at a surplus store, but you can find this like at a thrift store. If you have leftover hardware around the house, this is a good time to make use of it. I'm going to just apply it on the area of the board that I'm hoping to affix these to, and what I found easiest actually was it was hard to judge where the holes were going, so I just painted the little tips of the nail with some black acrylic paint, and then I'm just going to reposition them right back into their little holder, stamp it almost onto the wood to give me where I'd like to create the little holes. So this was the easiest way I found. You may find a different way of doing it. I'm not a very hands-on handy girl just when it comes to crafts, so I kind of managed the way I could. So here I am, I just kind of manually am screwing these in, and of course as you start to get a little closer through the wood, make sure you go to the edge of a table. Please don't screw the screw through your table and ruin something. Make sure you have some room here for your screw to actually feed through the wood and not go through another piece of furniture, of course. So at this point I'm going to position my hardware. I'm going to attach everything nice and tight, and sorry I'm shaking the camera here so much, it's just hard to show you, and I just wanted to share here how nice and sturdy this is. And this is where you may want to attach some felt or little leg felts on the back here so that you're not scratching any of your surfaces if you're placing this on another table. So you can use like felt sheets from the Dollar Tree, or even those little felt pads for your chairs to put underneath if you prefer, or those little legs were the options that I gave you earlier. So just touching up some areas here with a little bit of dark stain, and then I'm going to protect my board with wax. I just thought, you know what, let me wax this all up. I'm going to share with you how it actually protects it from water. If you spill something, look at this. It's magical. So there you go. Again, you can use any other wax if you'd like, but I'm not going to be putting any food ever on this board. You can use a little tray, of course, but it's just mainly for decorative purposes. I just absolutely love the way this turned out. I think it is so cute. Look how nice it is on display on the edge of a table. Sitting on a coffee table with like little decorative pieces, I think is just so cute. I put this little piece here to show you, but now I wanted to create a couple other pieces to decorate my little board with. So I'm going to wrap some twine around a little mason jar. You can use any type of jar from old condiments or something like that, and then you're just going to tie the twine on one end here. So I'm just adjusting the twine, making sure it's kind of however I want it positioned on the glass, and I'm going to snip off the extra string from that twine. At this point I'm using a metallic rose gold by Valspar to create this little candle holder. I think it's going to work out really cute. So here I am spray painting it, and then I'm going to allow it to dry completely before I remove the twine. Now you can add some of that twine up along the rim of this mason jar if you want to add a little more rustic to it. You can leave the twine on. I'm going to snip it off and see if this works out the way I had intended it for. So I was hoping to create this design, and it did work out. And now let's see if a tea light inside of it will show through. So you can use an LED tea light if you prefer. I love wax candles, so I'm definitely going for a wax tea light, and here it is lit up. It just looks so pretty. It gives just a nice glow. Hey, that little squirrel I made last year using the salt and pepper shakers. So here I'm going to create another salt and pepper shaker idea because they're too cute to pass up from the Dollar Tree. A very simple transformation. All I'm doing is spray painting. Last year I painted them. This year I'm spray painting them. So here it is. It's done. I hope you guys enjoyed this DIY or these DIYs. If you did, please be sure to subscribe to the channel or give me a like so I know you guys like these. And until the next time, everyone, have a great day. Thanks so very much for watching. Bye for now.